Hello, my little dyslexia community. Norda is here, and welcome in new episode of Real Talk with Norda. Today, my dear guest is Nia. She is from United States, and she was never diagnosed with dyslexia. And I was surprised, and I'm glad when she said that I was one of her support and a few ladies on Instagram to help her to realize that all troubles and difficulties she had in school were caused by dyslexia. Her hobbies are DIY projects, dancing, doing her self-taught and motivational speaking. Her plans for the future are to become a spoken person for Black people with dyslexia inside of the school system, and also working both with teachers and parents to spread the word about dyslexia. Welcome, dear Nia. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing really good.
Are
I've
you
been waiting for this.
great? And are you ready for Real Talk with Norda?
I am ready for the real talk with Nora.
Great. My first question for you: what it was like when you find out you have dyslexia?
Wow. When I first found out I had dyslexia, I was at home and I was doing some research. Something that day was pretty crazy for me.
Mhm.
And I did a research on YouTube because YouTube is like my best friend.
Yes.
Um, and I came across the word dyslexia, and I was like, what is this? And I started researching, and every video that I seen, people were speaking as if they was talking about me. And I was so shocked. I was in a shock. I was like, oh my God, this
Yes.
whole time I've been feeling like I was stupid and I just had to just cope with life of just being stupid for the rest of my life. The whole time there was actually something that was the reason for me
Yes.
having like problems and issues in school. Now, at this time, this was a good maybe 6 years ago.
Yes.
I'm a mom of four. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, my struggle was really real. But when I first found out, to answer your question, I was so shocked. I was shocked. I felt like everything was against me. I was relieved because now I have an
Yes.
answer to something of what was causing me to not be able to connect and
Yes, you have
understand and
name for,
articulate.
yes. You have name
Yes, I
for
have
your
something
struggles.
for it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes. So I was in shock.
Yes.
I was then the next day or two, I was like angry and mad. Then it was, how do I express this to my family?
Yes.
And when I tried to share with them, they were supportive, but they couldn't understand and connect. So then all the years of me feeling alone, now I really feel alone because I'm like,
Yes.
all right, who else have this? I need to get this out. I need to
Yes.
understand. Do I go to a doctor? Do a doctor diagnose me? I've done my research and I just have never found somebody that can help me to at least get tested to
Yes.
see if I have it, which I know I do because I have all of the symptoms. And some people are like, well, if you never got tested, then how do you know? I don't think you need to be tested to know.
Yes.
I all of my struggles and my stories definitely says that I have it.
Yes. And is your attitude towards dyslexia positive or negative?
In the beginning, it was both.
Yes.
Um, I will say positive because as I tell my stories I go live, try to go live every Thursday and tell
Yes.
my day to day struggles. I've realized the positive part is I've realized a lot of things that I talk about, people with non dyslexic have the same issues and they go through the same struggles. So the
Yes.
positive is maybe it's not so bad, but the
Mm-hmm.
negative, it was bad when I was in school. Dyslexic
Yes.
was not out when I was in school. I'm 37. No, I'm
Yes.
38. I'm 38. This year I'll be 38. Let's make
Yes.
that clear.
Okay.
um, when I was in school, I was put in a classroom that was supposed to help children. They called it Hook on Phonics or special education. That's what it was called,
Mm-hmm.
special education. And they put all the bad kids in that school, in that classroom with
Yes.
us that need that extra help. So the negative part is that trying to find my words sometimes to
Yes.
get people to understand me. I'm always over explaining myself to make sure that I'm clear and people understand me. I'm always self conscious about the words that I use because I feel like I've been told that I'm using wrong words that doesn't supposed to go.
Yes.
So that's the negative part about what I don't like. But as I'm talking and then I'm um, making it a part of my day to day life, I'm finding more positive things in it than negative things. But I have a lot
Great.
of negative things. I just try
Yes.
not to dwell on those.
Yes. And what are your dyslexia strengths and weaknesses?
I can start with my weakness. My weakness is when I'm reading,
Yeah.
I can't I can't code words, and and maybe saying
Yes.
that incorrect. I can't sound words out and bring them together to 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 make it a word. Sometimes I have to read through a sentence and then it'll just come to me sometimes and I'm like, oh, that's what that word is.
Yes.
So reading is a big challenge for me. When I'm trying to get things out and I don't know which direction I should go in, I feel like my dyslexic sometimes handicap me from my brain figuring, strategizing where I should go or do.
Yes.
Um, but my strengths are just speaking and just talking more and more every day. You know, I
Great.
try to just be positive about it. I'm getting really better, like telling people I have it when it's necessary, because most people I don't think
Great.
even needs to know. But when I do need to use it, I feel like it's like my golden ticket sometimes. I feel like once I say it, then I get a lot of help once I, tell people, look, I struggle with dyslexic, and I just need you to be patient with me and um, and help me through this. And that has been working for me.
Great. Great. I'm really happy because people are willing to help you and
Yes.
to understand that. And
Yes.
how does dyslexia impact your mental health?
Oh, my mental health, honey. The mental health is a struggle. Oh, I
Yes.
get frustrated. I am not a person like I have no sense of direction.
Yes.
So when I'm driving and people want to tell me things, I am
Mhm.
a doer. I have to touch it, I have to see it. You have to show me. You can't just talk it out, talk it to me and expect me to get it.
Yes.
So, like when I'm driving, it's hard for me to understand the way that our street name is and the numbers are. That's a struggle for me. Um, so it challenged me in ways where I felt helpless sometimes. Like why I can't just
Yes.
be able to connect, why I can't just get it, like I work, like my job requires for me to do a lot of typing. Like I'm always have to articulate what I talk to a person with to help
Yes.
them through their process. I can talk it out loud, but then I have to put it on paper. So mentally, that's like anxiety for me because I'm like, when I send this message, not only it goes through the my entire agency, and that's like a
Yes.
thousand people if they come across this person, they will see my message. Did I spell what I need to spell right?
Yes.
Did I articulate myself well? And it gives me a lot of anxiety
And
that
stress,
and
like,
stress that
yes.
I'm not sure what I'm typing is going to be enough or good enough. So I'm always struggling with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do you stay motivated? Because,
How do I stay motivated?
yes.
You keep me motivated. You
Thank you.
laughing. I'm
Thank you.
so serious. Like I I was speaking on one of my posts last week, and I was like, I thought that I was going to be um like not post today because I had my kid, both of my daughters was graduating. One was going into middle school and one was coming out of high school going to college.
Yes.
And when I woke up, it was like 2 months later, and I'm like, I haven't posted, but I've been on social media, and every time you post, you motivate me to find my words. You
Thank you.
motivate me to just keep posting something every day and trying to be consistent with that, and having being a mom, working, having a personal life outside, making time for me and my husband, and making time for my friends and family. That posting is a job. It can
Yes.
be a bit much, but when you post, you motivate me. I know I've been saying this, but you do. You motivate me to just constantly post, just to keep me knowing that I'm not by myself. But then also, sometimes when you don't have the words, just post something that somebody else posts to kind of keep you motivated that you're not by yourself. So, yeah, you and a few other people, I can't remember their names, but they know they out there if they watch this video. You guys keep me motivated. You do.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really happy when I heard I that I'm helping you to go through so many things and to inspire you in some way. And that is really, for me, keep me motivating and to keep improving myself and my content on my Instagram account.
Okay.
And how do you feel when it comes to deadlines for assignments or exams? Like, which are your tips and tricks
You are you
for?
are you are good. You are these questions are challenging me so much.
Like your
Um,
tips and tricks. Could you share with us like your everyday tips and tricks with like assignments, deadlines, or those things? Do you have them?
Assignments and deadlines. This is something that I once again really talk heavily about on my lives. It took a while for me to get to this point, but I'm still working at it. Writing stuff down has helped me tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really have dedicated myself to every Sunday. I get
Mm-hmm.
up, I have my tea because I love tea,
Great.
and I motivate myself, push myself to write down things that I want to accomplish for the week.
Great.
Now, I may not even accomplish two of those things, but at least I wrote it down, and I check, and I do a check-in. I'm really big on check-in. I do a check-in within myself. I do a check-in within my family. And what what keeps me going, I hate deadlines because it's once again, it's the anxiety that I'm not going to be good at what is asked of me. And
Yes.
that's what I still struggle with. So with like even my job, I had a meeting today, and I was just letting them know, you guys are expecting us to do 50 things for one person. So I kind of had a moment today, and I was like, how do I stay focused? How do I stay on top of myself? And my answer is writing stuff down and being consistent. And I feel like that's just how I just live my life, period.
Great.
I put a message in my calendar on my phone when I need to pay a bill, when I have an appointment, when I want to call or text somebody. it's almost like I don't have another person for me. So
Yes.
I have to find ways. I'm really good at getting through, right? I've been getting through for many years.
Mhm.
And now that I have dyslexic, it's like now I have to find a way to prioritize those things of getting through so that I can calm my anxiety down, so that I can feel like I'm being productive in my day to day, because that's basically what the goal is. Because I'm always, sometimes I'm looking for someone to give me like, you're doing a good job,
Yes.
way to go. Um, so I have to do that for myself. So definitely
Yes.
writing things down has definitely helped me.
Great. And yeah, that is work for me. And also I practice that to like write everything. It's sometimes it's hard, but I'm practicing that to write down everything what I need to do. And that is really important if you want to stay organized.
Yes.
And what do you think? Why is such a negative perception around dyslexia?
Because people don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's if it's not, it's, I feel that people don't think it's a necessity. It's something that's important, right? Um, and I don't know where I'm gonna get this example from. It's like walking around blind. You have no directions to where you're going, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I feel like dyslexic, not compare it to blind people, but we have no directions. So if we're out in the world and we're thinking that we're doing everything right, and then we're told that we're not doing this right, and you're not
Yes.
doing that, and then you're trying, and then you like, but I can't get it. It's the disconnection. Like, where can somebody hold our hand and just guide us and just be that extra support? And I think because people can't really connect it with something really
Yes.
big like
Yes.
HIV, COVID, um, uh, things like that. Like they're connecting ADHD, like that's big, you know. But most of ADHD is not ADHD. It could be just that they have dyslexic and they need an outlet, you know,
Yes.
being creative. And I think people just can't find a way to look at it that it's important until it affects them.
Yes. Yes. I agree. And how have things changed in your life now with your dyslexia? Is it better or worse?
Yes, it's better. My
Great.
self-confidence is like, it's through the roof. Like
That is
now,
great.
no one can say something to me and I get on a defense and I get in my shell and I start to cry or feel like I'm helpless and things like that. It has motivated me to be so strong and to believe that I can do anything that somebody that doesn't have dyslexia can do. Like
Yes.
it has boosted my ego so much. And I felt like I've always had it in me, but
You
with
need
me
to
not
find it.
knowing,
Yes.
I just needed to find it. And
Yes.
it's I I love it. Like it's part of my
Great.
life. I love it.
Great. Yes, that is really nice to hear when I hear, oh, it's positive, it's better,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
that is really, you can see some change. And I'm really happy when I heard that, oh, it's better. I'm positive about
Yes.
that, and that is really important.
Yes.
And which are your dyslexic role models and why? Do you have some dyslexic role models which are
I
inspiring you?
did.
Yes.
Her name, oh my God. Oh shoot. It's when the dyslexic kick in, right? Where you try to remember people. I am
Yeah.
terrible with people names. I will tear your name up. I try my best not to. But it was one woman.
Yes.
I think she was on Oprah. Uh, she, I forget her name. I'm so sorry. I
I
really want to say her name. so that you know. Um,
Okay.
but she had dyslexic. She was
Mm-hmm.
dyslexia, and she motivated me because one, she was an African American woman,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that I can relate to,
Yes.
and the things that she's listening to her story of how she's successful and she's a motivated speaker. So the reason I'm mad that I can't remember her name because she is the reason that I will want to become a motivated speaker just to
Yes.
speak on how to make this better for everyone. But
Mm-hmm.
she motivated me to it's who I looked up to. And what's her name? Oh, I have it in my phone. I screenshot and take pictures of everything. I take a picture, I screenshot it, I save it because I sometimes I just need to go back to it
Yes.
and I lose it. I
Yes.
can try to find her name while you looking, while you asking me another question because I want you have to know her name.
Okay. What and our last question for you is what is your message to other people with dyslexia?
Oh, my message is don't ever give up. Your life
Yes.
is your life. You can do whatever you set your mind to. Just believe in it. It's
Yes.
like, and I'm always using the bike as a method. Everyone wanted this bike. Everybody wanted a bike, right? But when you got the bike, you needed to figure out how do I ride it? You had
Yes.
training wheels on, and then as you start riding, you know you had to push and you had your parents guiding you. Keep that same drive as that if you know that the world is in your hand and you can move forward in whatever you put your mind to. If you feel like you're alone, there's always resource. We're always available for you when you need us. And I know sometimes it's hard to reach out, but just being yourself, be creative because we are very creative. We're very creative. As crazy as it may sound that we don't have connections and sometimes we don't get things as fast as other. That doesn't mean that you're stupid. That doesn't mean that you're not good enough. That doesn't mean that you can't do things. Just
Yes.
keep believing in yourself, keep pushing and keep motivating yourself to know that you wake up every day and you do it all over again. So whatever it is that you feel like you couldn't get accomplished, you wake up every day to start that journey all over again. And it's nobody here to tell you how you're doing it if it's right, because you're doing it. It's no right way of doing things. And I think that's what I struggled with. I really thought the people around me that was non-dyslexic, they were perfect. They did everything right.
Yes. Yes.
I did
Same.
everything wrong. I did everything wrong. But my
Same.
message to that person is even if you don't have nobody in your corner, it's not rooting for you. Just long, I mean, it's not going to hurt anybody. Bullying is a thing now. So can't nobody bully you about something you already know about yourself, right? So
Yes.
just
Yes.
find your words to be able to tell someone who is even out there um that's not nice to you. Let them know you can't
Yes.
talk to me like that. And you use your words and you will get through this. We're speaking now.
Yes.
We're all getting through this together.
Yes, Nia, thank you so much for this
No
really beautiful
problem.
and motivational message to our community. And thank you so much for being here and sharing your dyslexia story in short. And
You.
and I hope that and I can say I'm sure that your story will help to our community and to other dyslexics out there. And I wish you all the best, a lot of
Thank
success
you.
in future, and I hope your plans will come true. And
Thank you. You too.
thank you so much. And you, my dear dyslexics, stay positive and don't forget to keep going and never give up. Till next time, Bye.
Till next time. Bye.